Look around you. The concrete beneath your feet, the glass in your window, the road outside, even the smartphone in your pocket. All of them have something in common: sand. It's one of the most important materials on Earth. And yet, every year humanity uses more than 50 billion tons of sand, more than any other natural resource except water. So here's the question. If we keep digging up billions of tons of sand every year, why haven't we run out? And where does all that sand actually come from? When most people think of valuable natural resources, they imagine oil, gold, or rare earth metals. But few realize that sand is one of the foundations of modern civilization. Every building, every highway, every bridge, every airport, every piece of glass depends on it. In fact, modern cities are, in many ways, giant piles of processed sand. Without sand, there would be no skyscrapers, no concrete, no solar panels, no computer chips, no modern world. But if sand is so essential, why don't we ever hear about a global sand shortage? The answer begins with understanding where sand is actually born. It may sound strange, but every grain of sand begins its life as solid rock. Over millions of years, wind, rain, ice, and changing temperatures slowly break mountains apart. Tiny cracks form. The cracks grow larger. Eventually, pieces of rock break away. Those fragments continue grinding against each other until they become smaller and smaller, until they become grains of sand. Nature is constantly recycling the Earth's surface. Every mountain is slowly turning into sand. But the journey doesn't end there, because those tiny grains have somewhere to go. Once rocks become sand, gravity takes over. Rain washes the grains downhill. Streams carry them into rivers, and rivers become enormous conveyor belts, transporting billions of tons of sediment every year. Some rivers carry sand for just a few miles. Others, like the Amazon, the Mississippi, or the Yangtze, carry it for thousands of kilometers. Eventually, most of that sand reaches the ocean. There, waves and currents spread it along coastlines, creating the beaches we know today. But here's something surprising. Not all beaches are made of the same kind of sand. Some are white, some are black, some are even pink. Why? Because sand reflects the rocks it came from. White beaches often contain crushed coral or quartz. Black beaches are formed from volcanic lava. Pink beaches get their color from tiny marine organisms mixed with coral fragments. Every beach tells the geological story of its region. Now here's where things become truly surprising. The largest deserts on Earth contain unimaginable amounts of sand. The Sahara alone covers an area larger than the United States. Surely, we could simply take sand from the desert, right? Actually, no. Desert sand is almost useless for construction. Because wind has spent millions of years polishing each grain. Instead of sharp edges, desert sand becomes smooth and rounded. Concrete needs rough, angular grains that can lock together like puzzle pieces. Rounded desert sand simply doesn't bind well. That's why the construction industry prefers sand from rivers, lakes, and coastlines. Ironically, the planet's biggest deserts hold mountains of sand that we can barely use. If mountains keep producing sand, why do experts warn about sand shortages? The problem isn't that Earth is running out of sand, it's that we're removing usable sand faster than nature replaces it. Rivers need thousands of years to transport fresh sediment. But humans can empty entire riverbeds in just a few decades. As cities expand, demand keeps rising. Everything requires enormous amounts of concrete. In some regions, excessive sand mining has caused rivers to change course, destroyed habitats, and even accelerated coastal erosion. Some countries have already restricted or banned large-scale sand mining to protect their environments. So the challenge isn't a lack of sand, it's finding the right sand in the right place without damaging ecosystems. The next time you walk across a beach or pass a construction site, take a closer look. Every grain beneath your feet may have once been part of a mountain, millions of years ago. Carried by rivers, shaped by oceans, moved by time itself. It's easy to think of sand as something ordinary, but in reality, it's one of the most remarkable materials on Earth. A resource that quietly built our cities, connected our world, and continues to shape the future of civilization. So perhaps the better question isn't, where does all the sand come from? But rather, how long can nature keep up with humanity's endless demand? For thousands of years, humanity has turned tiny grains of rock into walls, into roads, into bridges, into skyscrapers, into cities that now stretch farther than the eye can see. And yet, we rarely stop to think about it. We walk across it, we build on it, we move billions of tons of it around the planet, as if it were endless. As if nature will always provide more. But what if it doesn't? What if one day, the sand we take for granted became something we could no longer afford to waste? And what if all the sand on Earth suddenly disappeared? Could humanity still build its cities? Could we build roads, glass, concrete, and everything else that holds modern civilization together? Or would we discover that something as small and as ordinary as a grain of sand was quietly holding our entire civilization together? Perhaps that's the real story of sand. Not that it is everywhere, but that something so insignificant can become something so essential. And maybe that's a lesson worth remembering, because sometimes the things that look the least important are the very things we cannot afford to lose.